In this video, I'll show you how to transform any article, any blog, into over 50 pieces of viral-ready social media content. The automation starts by picking a blog or an article. Say, for example, this on OpenAI. The second they update it or they produce an article, here's what happens. We grab it automatically, we run it through our system, we splinter that article off into 5 subtopics automatically, all handled by our AI bots. Then, for each of those 5 sections, we're going to create a tweet, we're going to create an Instagram, we're going to create an Instagram post, we're going to create a LinkedIn post, one for whatever you want, Facebook, and you end up with individual optimized stuff by using our Twitter agents, our Instagram agents. For example, this tweet here. Big news in tech and journalism, News Corp and OpenAI have partnered to merge cutting-edge AI with trusted news services with a question with hashtags. And guys, this runs automatically in the background for you. Literally, there's nothing needed, and everything then goes and falls into this, where we have the blog post, the Instagram, the Twitter, you can have your Facebook, your LinkedIn. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jack, and my YouTube channel and my School community are all about the latest AI. We're about incredible automations, and most importantly, we're about the stuff that works. So every automation on the other channel is available in the School community, including all the ones I don't in terms of generating income and different automations and cool stuff like that. So essentially, all you ever do when you build automation is you come here, you come down to more, import blueprint, and then when you've selected the file, you click save, and the automation populates automatically. And guys, I am competing in the School Games, and in less than probably 24 hours from watching this video, the School Games is going to end. And if I line up a top 10, they're gonna fly us out to Vegas, they're gonna put the Jack Roberts YouTube channel and the AI Automation with Jack community on the map. So if you're thinking about joining, I would love for you to come and join. The price is gonna go up for our community after that at 10 p.m. tomorrow UK time. So I'd love to have you over there. We've got bonuses for joining at the moment. It's a really exciting time. But when you join, I will be honest with you, you're gonna start at the bottom of the total poll. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. We have ranks. It's a gamified platform. So when you come in, you start off as a fax machine at level 1, and you earn points by being in the community, and you can work your way all up to the top where you reach singularity. I'm only level 6. I'm the AI wizard at the moment, but you work your way up the group, you earn points. It's a really fun environment. Everyone supports each other, and I appreciate you being part of the community anyway on my YouTube channel. But if you want to take it to another level, I would love to have you over there and support you. Now look, with that in mind, let's start, shall we, with the tools that you need for automation, and I'm going to show you exactly how you build this step by step. So look, the first thing you need to build this is a no-code automation platform. We use Make.com. Now, Make.com, you could use Zapier, you could use a few different ones. Essentially means that we can connect loads of modules and different things together to build incredible automations that we used to need coders and developers for. So you can get access to Make.com, and again, I'll put all the links down below in the description for you, so you can just press buttons and get started. The other thing we need here is an RSS feed. Now, you could connect this if you want to WordPress. That's another thing. You have a WordPress module if you want. So look, if I come here, I can type in WordPress, and boom, I can do this to watch whenever you post on your own blog, for example. But the reason I'm doing an RSS feed is because I think most of you will want to grab it from different places, and you can use that yourself and actually have the RSS feed on your own website. So we're going to use access to RSS.app. And RSS.app is an incredible platform. You can use it for free to get started, and there's things you can upgrade to, but you can get started straight for free. We enter the blog URL we want, and essentially the second a new blog or article appears, we grab it, we pull it down, and then we're ready to go. What else do you need? You need access to a language model. That could be ChatGPT, it could be Claude. I'm using Claude in this model because I found that for the purposes we're going to use it for, more reliable, to be honest with you. And I'll always tell you my honest opinion on what I think is best. And I think Claude I found more reliable. And essentially in this, basically you add funds like $5 and you get charged per usage. It's pretty good affordable. You can pick the models, and we're going to use this instead of using it as a user, we're using it like on the technical side, like coders, which is really cool. So you can get access to either OpenAI or Claude for this. What else do we need? Well, the only thing that I'm going to use here, I'm going to be using this thing here called Perplexity.ai. And if you're not familiar with Perplexity.ai, it's like a really big AI search engine. It kind of takes AI and search and combines them together. So what we'll be asking Perplexity to do is actually enrich the information that we get. We get the latest article, we get the snippet, and we say, look, get this, grab more research for me and bring it back so we can search the web, find out what's relevant, find out what's new, and not only give us a latest article, it can enrich it with more context that some language models might not have. You can create an API for that. This is also an optional step. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I think it's a pretty cool one, and we'd love to see it. Then the next thing we're going to need after that, You can do this to Google Sheets if you like to. I'm using Airtable because, as I say, Airtable's like Google Sheets in a gym. It's way more configurable. It's more robust. I really love to use it, and I'll always share the stuff that I think is awesome for you to use. But again, you can substitute out with Google Sheets. And once you've got that, guys, you are literally ready then to run this entire automation from scratch. And so with that in mind, guys, let's run through the entire automation and then cover how we build it step by step. So look, I click on run once in the bottom left. This RSS feed is going to grab an article. Then we can grab the HTTP from that article, which basically gets us the HTML. And then we've got JSON5, not to be confused with Jackson 5. Basically, it will take the text from the HTTP file and it will identify like 5 threads of the article, 5 different points, 5 different sections. When it's got that, it will then split that off into 5 different topic clusters that we can take to make content from. Then we've got this thing here called parsing JSON. I'll explain why we need that in a second and what happens here with an array aggregator. But suffice it to say, that's how we get from a 5 output from this, and then I actually split it into 5 completely different flows and automations. It goes through to the Perplexity. Perplexity enriches the data. So Perplexity basically is like this AI search engine. It will go through, will enrich the data, then we create a viral tweet with our tweet agent, then an Instagram post, and then it gets added to Airtable. And then if I come over here, guys, it starts to pull through. So if I open this up, for example, big news. So the Instagram post we've got here, big moves in tech and media. News Corp meets OpenAI in a groundbreaking partnership. It breaks through everything. And then we've got all these hashtags at the bottom. Grab them and get out of here. And then we've got the Twitter version of it, which is big news in AI media. News Corp and OpenAI have inked a $250 million deal to integrate major publication content into OpenAI's tech, aiming to boost decision-making with reliable info. How will this reshape access to news? We get all of that from this automation. And how incredible is that? And that's how you go from one blog post to literally dozens and dozens and dozens of pieces of content. So I'm going to show you how you build this step by step straight from the beginning. So we do that by creating a new scenario. Now, the first thing we're going to need is what we call an RSS feed. Now, I'm going to go over to rss.app now and you can see exactly how this works, okay? So when you go over to rss.app, you're going to see something that looks like this. Big bluey, purpley screen. You're going to press the buttons and sign in. Now, in my last video, I covered a little bit more about RSS feeds, but suffice it to say, you can pick anything, any article, any blog, any topic you want. We can create a feed or multiple feeds and bundle them together. And then essentially what we say is anytime anything happens here, an article's posted or there's a new piece of news about a topic, that will pull automatically into our scenario and kick off our automation. So I'm going to take a side step away from that and I'm going to go for Elon Musk. So come to the left, I'm going to type in Elon Musk. And what we'll say is, look, get me just all the information about you. Let's just say we have a page, it's like Elon Musk for you or whatever it is. This, for example, will pull every article that it finds on Elon Musk. So what I do is when I find the stuff that I want, and again, we can create bundles, we click Save Feed. Then when we've got that, you're going to copy the XML, and then you're going to come over to your new scenario. And what I want you to click on is, well, basically, when you do this, you'll select Watch RSS Feed Item, because you'll be saying, look, here's my blog, right? Every time I add a new article to that blog, I want you to grab it and pull it. So it's more of a watch, whereas we're going to do retrieve because otherwise we'd be sat here like with our coffees waiting for something to drop in. So we're going to do retrieve instead of watch. So we'd click on Retrieve RSS Feed Items. On the URL, you're going to enter the link. I'm going to scroll down, and then for maximum return of items, just put 1. And then we click OK. Then let's just test that it works. So we hit run once in the bottom left. Incredible. And look at this, guys. You see, Tesla CEO Elon Musk's $56 billion payday gets odd argument against the firm. Does that sound familiar to you? Well, hang on a sec. It does. We just saw it right seconds ago. That is the RSS feed. That's how cool it is. So look, we're going to zoom out a little bit. Sweet. And of course, guys, we need to name this right. We'll call this one, let me come off. Let's name our scenarios, okay? Call this one, oh my goodness, get out of here, my guy. Blog automation. And of course, we need a little emoji. We're going to have a little diamond emoji. Cool. Now, we've got the RSS feed. We found out something's happened. Now we need to actually get the information. And this, basically what we'll do then is we'll look at this module, going to type in HTTP and click on get a file. So what get a file will do is basically from that URL, grab all the information from the file, which is Ace. So we click on this and we scroll over and we're going to come down and we're going to find the URL, which is right here. Perfect. Then we click OK. Amazing. Then you're going to click on another one. You're going to come here and you're going to do HTML to text. And essentially what that will do is take the text from that and turn it into something that we can actually physically understand. Incredible. Now we've got that, let's run the automation one more time so we can do this. That's okay, transform shouldn't be the last part. We don't mind. It's come through, it just happens so instantaneously. So as you can see here, this is all of the HTML. The reason it was okay in the previous automation is because sometimes the HTML can be short, but sometimes, guys, it can be a behemoth. But here, we've just got the text. How cool is that? Incredible. Now, we zoom out a little bit. This is where we bring in our language model. Now, I'm going to use Anthropic. In my testing for this, I personally found Anthropic to be more effective, more reliable. So what's going to be the role of Anthropic here? So click on the plus button. And again, guys, you can substitute that for different if you want to. I'm going to go for cloud, create a message. Now, if you've not connected it yet, you'll need to go over to, as we said before, Anthropic, console.anthropic.com. Don't worry, I'll put the links down below so you can just kind of press the buttons and run with it. Cool. And then basically when you're here, you can get API keys, you can deposit $5. So you connect those together. The model we're going to pick is going to be the most powerful model, which is going to be Opus. And then we've got max tokens down there at the bottom. So let's check what we had in our max tokens for this one. We had 4,096, which I believe is the maximum for that. The cool thing about when using OpenAI one is that if you put 0, just defaults to the maximum, 4,096. Then we click off that, we click message. You can pick role, you're gonna pick user, you're gonna come down, and then it asks for content. Content type is gonna be text, we don't need image functionality. And then you have this text box. So the question is, what do we put in the text box? Well, look, let's go find out. And this, guys, is where I want you to give it the 5 summary prompts. And again, all the agents, the blueprints, the transcripts, all this code, all this stuff is going to be down below in the School community for you to grab. But I'm also going to run you through it because A, I think it's important for you to understand, to learn. And B, if you want to make it yourself, you can figure out all the cool stuff that we're doing. So look, I come over, let me zoom in slightly. Cool. Please create a JSON array. Now, hang on a sec. What is a JSON array? Let me zoom out and explain what's going on here, right? Why on earth do I need to do it? Ideally, right, if this was like a super intelligent system, we've got the article here, we've got the HTML, and then we're feeding it to Anthropic. And basically, the output from the language model is going to be like, here are 5 threads from the article. And ideally, we'd say, great, and we want to pass off each of those 5 threads. But the problem is, because this gives you an output, you see, look, here, it gives you output 1, output 2, output 3, output 4, output 5. We need a way to like kind of pull them apart a little bit. Because look, I want output 1 to go up this way, output 2 to go here, output 3 to go there. So essentially what we're saying with this JSON malarkey is we need to configure a mechanism. There's a few ways you can do it to basically send output 1 up there, output 2, output 3. I just want to make that clear just so you know why we're using JSON in the first place. I have to credit to Andy O'Neill in our community. He loves the JSON strategy. I think it's phenomenal actually, and it works really well. That's why we're doing JSON. So essentially what we're saying is, I want you to give me the outputs in a JSON format, which by the way, looks like this, because then we're going to use something called a JSON parser and an array aggregator to kind of tease out those different elements to run through our separate automations. And that's how you can get an output from language model that can give you a list of 20 things and fire off 20 separate outputs. How cool is that? I think it's awesome. So look, now let's go over to our prompt. Do not include any additional information, only the JSON output. You might have guessed it. Sometimes it's like, great, here's your no, I don't need that. We just need the JSON. Ensure the JSON is properly formatted and includes valid key value pairs for each section, with the key being content. That was included just to kind of reduce the likelihood of it failing. Your task is to act as a blog summarization agent. You'll receive full text of a blog post. After analyzing the post, generate 5 separate summaries, each focusing on a different key topic or theme from the article. Each summary should be roughly 100 words, capturing the essential points related to the specific topic from the blog post. Each summary should make sense if it's written its own without any other context. The topics you choose should be the 5 most important or prominent themes covered. Aim to provide a comprehensive yet compact overview through the 5 topic focus summaries. Vary the start of each summary to keep them engaging. Cool. And then we just reinforce the fact we don't have any additional information. Each 5 must separate distinct into the information. Do not repeat the same information multiple times. Then look, we specify the JSON format of how we want this to pass out. So you see, has that there, has that there, has that there, has that there. Cool, so then what we do is we copy the whole text from this, come down, grab it, and then you're gonna head over to our automation, which is here. And then basically in the text, we just enter, boom, you see, all the way down. and it says data is not recognizing it. So we just come off that and we're going to enter the text from the text parser like so. Cool. We click OK. Then we run once just to see it working. Anthropic's going to work his magic in the background. He's looking at it. He's thinking, what are the top 5 sections? And then he's going to let us know. So I come back over to automation. I'm going to explain what happens here, okay? Parse JSON structure. All we do is give it the JSON string, and then we'll build it in a second. And then we've got an array aggregator where we just pick the content. Does that sound simple? It really does sound simple. But I promise you, it's not simple when you're first starting out. I promise you that. But with all things, it doesn't make sense until it makes sense, right? So look, I look over here and you see Anthropic Claude, what's our output, text response, and beautiful. Look at this. All this stuff. Phenomenal. Thank you very much, Anthropic. Now look, we open up. We're gonna grab this JSON, parse JSON, and then get an array aggregator. Now look, parse JSON here. JSON string is going to be from Anthropic. And guys, this is the reason why I use Anthropic, because if that JSON string zigs when it should have zagged, it colons when it should have semicoloned, you're up crap creek without a paddle, basically. You're done for. That's why you need it to be reliable. And that's why the reliability is so important. If this ever fails, it could just be due to the randomness of the model. So 1 out of X 100 times or 20, 30, 40 times, it may not work, but that's okay. You can rerun it, and that's just part of the variability of it. That's also the reason why I'm using Anthropic over OpenAI. I just find it to be way more consistent. Now look, I come here, and then what's the next thing we want? Well, as you can see, this array aggregator, and look at this. It's got a nice little boing to it. And in the array aggregator, as you come down, you can basically select all the different things that you need. So I click OK. I come here, I type in array aggregator. Awesome. And then what am I looking for? I'm looking for the JSON module here, right? So look, well, can you see nothing's popped up? And nothing's popped up because, look, hang on a sec. Let's see if we can find it. Beautiful. There's nothing to select. And you can't select anything because the parse JSON's not happened yet. So we unlink it, we auto align, and we run once. So we've got to flood it with data so it can actually find the things, give us an output, and then with the output we can connect it. Now Anthropic's finally working its magic in the background. He's going to pass it out for us, and then we can pass it out in the JSON file itself, which is cool, right? And then we get to build out, basically grab that data and start firing off in several different aspects. So look, it's done, it's complete. And by the way, guys, if this occasionally failed, it's completely fine, it's normal, it's to do with the Anthropic module. It's just one of the things of the automation. So look, we come out of it, we click here, and guys, look at this beautiful bundles. Bundle 1, Tesla CEO Elon Musk's 56 billion pay package. And then this one's here, his pay package was approved, the upcoming shareholder vote, Glass Lewis's arguments against Musk's pay package, the outcome of shareholder vote, blah, blah, blah. So he's basically taking the article, split it into 5 different things. Incredible. Now we add in this beautiful array aggregator, but I'm going to delete him first. The reason I'm doing that is because we come here, array aggregator, we come in, we pop him there. Now this guy should be able to see the output from the JSON, so we click on him. Let's have a look. We are looking for the source module, which is going to be the JSON parse JSON, target data structure, leave that as it is, and then you just click it on content, then you click OK. Incredible. Now the next thing you want to do is going to be to add a router, like so. Add a router, sweet. And then basically, guys, what I want you to do is add this wonderful module here, which is going to be Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is optional. It's basically, do you want to enrich the data a little bit or do you not? So like, if it's about Elon Musk just agreed on share bonus, and I say, great, we'll go research that. And it's like, well, actually, did you know that 2 weeks ago, there's this huge dispute about something else? We can pull that in and make it a more relevant, seasoned, kind of well-rounded tweet from us. So look, what do? Create a chat completion. And again, guys, you would go over to perplexity.ai and you would get, again, once again, you would have an API key. You'd have an API that you can grab from Perplexity that you then grab and reinform and put back into Meg.com. Again, I've got like tutorials on how to connect things like this in the school community if you want to go and check that out. So look, we come over now. Model we're going to go for. I'm going to go for the Llama 838B instruct. Max tokens I'm going to put at 4,000. I'm going to come down. Got a message. Now again, the array aggregate hasn't happened yet, so what we're going to do is we're going to unlink this and we're going to run this again one more time. And you guys should know that Opus is significantly more expensive than GPT, so you may want to run this with GPT-4, compare the output. So for example, I pulled this up, look, GPT-4o cost per million output tokens can be lit as 5 million per 1 million tokens, but Claude, by contrast, is 15 million per input and $75 per million output. So essentially it can be like 15 times more expensive. I say that to say, does that mean we shouldn't use Opus? Not necessarily, but just be aware of the price. So experiment with GPT-4o. I'm going to build the GPT-4 model out for you here so you know how to do that. If you want to go do that, some people really love Anthropic and they appreciate the reliability. So that's a decision for you to make. So like if I come down, I go on to OpenAI. I come here, I click this guy. I come down to create a completion. I come here, look, I click on him. That's okay, he needs connecting. We'll connect him at the end. Now, max tokens for this one would be 0. Model would be GPT-4o, which is excellent. Add a message, basically grab this, come down, grab all of the content, click OK, come down to this guy, hit roll, hit user, hit message content, and then paste it in, and you click OK. So we can still use this guy, and what I'll do with the automation when I send it over in the group is I'll leave it here so you can substitute it, bring him in, bring him out. But that's just for you to know. Claude is very expensive, and if you're going for cost efficiency, you want GPT-4o. Okay, cool. Now we've got Array Aggregator, and we've got all the stuff out now in bundles, which is incredible. Now what we need to do is connect it to Perplexity. So we click that one there, and this is where the cool magic happens. Now look, the question really becomes, how do we tell Perplexity to grab that, right? Because look, if I come over now, let's just say I delete this and I come down, I find Perplexity, correct chat completion, come here, connect it, click on him, come over, pick our preferred model, which is going to be this one, and then max tokens, again, 4,000, blah, 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 come down to add item, content. Look, can you see, guys? We've got an array and it just shows content. It's like, oh, well, how do I know like what thing I need? So here's what I want you to add in. Again, I'll put this down below in the description so you can copy, paste it, and play with it. Look, you click on it and you're gonna say, look, research this and provide a concise 100-word summary of relevant data released within the last 3 months. And then we specify this. And look, that's 22.array1 with content. This is 22.22.2 content. This one's 22.4 content. And then we'll see like, I'll go down, it'll be a 5. There you go, boom. So essentially we grab this and we just put that in, okay? And that's the kind of structure we need for it. So look, I come into content. Now it's not recognized it. That's completely okay. So look, I click on the content here and that's 7 array. And what we do is we put a 1 in the middle. And that's it. That's all we do. Put a 1 in the middle. And that's the entire thing. And then we click, okay, sweet. That's not done. The role, we want user, we come down, we click okay. And then what we do is rename this guy, rename him 1. And then what we do is we clone him. We bring him down. We rename this guy, we call 2. We click on it, and you might have guessed it. We change the 1 to a 2, and then we click okay. And then we do the same thing again, clone it. Come down, click on this guy, 3. Come down, I'll of course rename him to 3. Come on him, let's clone him. Come down, oops. Sometimes they get sticky and they're like linked to each other. Link him to the router, click on him. This one's gonna be 4, click OK. Rename to 4. Click that, click this guy, clone it, come down, connect him to the router, rename 5, and make sure we got 5 in there as well. Bam, there we go, and then align. Sweet, so now we're grabbing the article automatically, we're getting HTTP to text, we're passing over text, we're getting a full 5 splintered article, then we're gonna have a JSON, the array aggregator, and then it's gonna fire off to our 5 different research agents. And then this bit, guys, is essentially where you decide all the agents you wanna add. So if I come over to my school community, I head up to Classroom, let me go down to prompts and agents, and I've got all my different agents here. So have a look, I basically pick the one that I want. By the way, I love the Pinterest one. I've had some comments on that. It's really cool. Look, check this out. I gave it this image and it gave me this really sick prompt with hashtags. I love it. So for example, we come on, we grab the agent we want, we come down, we basically click on this, wait for it to load a little bit. We can grab it and we copy or write your Twitter prompt of preference. And we come over and then click on new. Again, we're going to search for this guy. We're going to go for create a completion. Obviously, you can create an assistant in a platform.openai.com, which I prefer to do. I'm just going to show you create a completion for this example. The reason that's cool is we create an assistant in platform.openai.com. I'll show you it's in the video I've done my last 2 videos. I'll put a link up here somewhere in the description so you can see it and how to do that. But basically, whenever we change the master prompt, all the automations that connect to the assistant will also change. So it'd be super, super cool. Now look, come down, create a completion. Amazing. Max tokens, 0. Model GPT-4o system. Message. Now check this out. The role is going to be user. The message content is going to be, essentially what we're going to do, we're going to add 2 things in, okay? We're going to add in the message content here. But before that, we're going to say, in fact, I'm going to put okay for this. Come over to this guy, grab and copy that, okay? Come down, come here, and then here, like this, paste it. Come down, supporting research. Oops. Let me restart that bit. Come over here, grab, copy, come here. Great. And then we come here, come down to choices, message, content. Let me just double check that's exactly what we have in this one. It is awesome, cool. Just want to make triply sure, cool. And all I say is come down, supporting, excuse me, supporting research. Nice. Is it choices, message content? Let's check that's it. Choices, message content. Awesome. And then guys, because we've created our Twitter agent, now look, what do? We come up, we come down. Then all we do, guys, is we come over now to our Twitter agent, which is going to be here, which is cool. We're going to copy all the data like so. Grab it. Then we're going to come back over then to our automation at the top, type it all in, the article, boom, there you are. How cool is that? And then that is all essentially complete. Then we click OK. Wonderful. And of course it wants one little thing, so we come down, max tokens, set it at 0, then we click OK. We come on it, we rename them, tweets, a little birdie, and then that's it, guys. So all we can do is come in, we're going to clone him, bring him down, connect him to 2, click on him here, but he won't have access to this. So all we do is we get rid of that. We come down, choices, message, content, and then we need to change the array from 1 to 2. Then we click OK. And then we come down again, and we just keep on repeating this process all the way down until we've done every single one. So instead of 2, we want 3. So that choice doesn't exist. And the reason that's grayed out is because that hasn't happened yet, right? That's why, because basically it will not have access to this. It will only have access to this because that's its root. We come down, we clone it, we come here, we click on it again, we scroll down. This time we're going for number 4, and then supporting research. Let's add the supporting research in at the bottom. Choices, message, content, fantastic. And then finally, we're going to clone, I'm going to come down, look at this guy, click on him here, all the way down to the bottom. And finally, number 5, supporting research. And then let's have a look again, go to choices, go to message, go to content, and we're sorted. And then guys, let's do Facebook next. Let's come back over then to our bots, come over to Facebook here. Let's go down, let's check out the agents, click on the agent here. Of course, I've downloaded the Facebook agents. Let's copy the entire thing, shall we? Let's come down here, grab them all. Here we go, get the brand voice, incredible. Come back over then. Now, come back over to our prompt. We're going to clone this guy. We're going to come here, click on him, and then everything above this can just be replaced with the Twitter prompt, with the Facebook prompt, excuse me. We come up, there you go. Then we're done. Amazing, right? How cool is that? And then basically, we're going to rename this one to be Facebook. And of course, give it a Facebook appropriate thing. We'll call it the alarm bell for Facebook maybe. I don't know. Click here. And then guys, you just repeat again the exact same thing all the way through, down at the bottom, come down, grab them, come up, paste it, done, rename Facebook. So let me just quickly do all those things now. Incredible. I've had a lot of recommendations actually about how we could potentially, I mean, if you've got you know, a business client and they've got a lot of content on their website and thinking about, dude, how do we really just crack into social media? You know, this kind of automation is phenomenal for that, because essentially what we can do, realistically speaking now, is actually for the first time ever take all of that information they've got and we can turn it into some sick ass content. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you create it in one place and then all of a sudden you're ready to rock and roll. I mean, it's literally ridiculous. We'll come this one over here, grab him, come down, let's have a look, come to the top, enter, boom, done. And of course, I'm just going to quickly name all these guys. And then I think we're going to be ready for the final step of the automation. Now guys, the final step of the automation here is going to be where we actually add this then to Airtable. So what we could do once it lands in Airtable is we could then add an approval system where we go through the tweets and decide whether we want to do it. Let's auto-align those for us. Or we could just post it directly. It's completely our call. So I've done tweets, Facebook. You can add an Instagram. You can add in LinkedIn. You can add in all your platforms. This would be the module of how it works. Now that's happened, what do we do? Well, what we're going to do next is we're going to head over to airtable.com. You're going to sign up. The way that you connect with this, you come down to bottom left to create, start with data, choose a workspace, and create it. Now, when you're in this, you'll add an Airtable module, okay? Come down, create a record. Incredible. Now you create a record, you pick the base you want, right? You'll be asked to sign in, it will open a new window, you sign into Airtable. We create this one here. What do we want? The first thing we want is the article, like so. And then let's give it maybe, I don't know, something article related, a little green shoot perhaps. Not too article related, but that's okay. Then we've got notes. So let's call this one Twitter. Long text is fine. Assignee, click on it, edit field. Here we're going to call this one Facebook with a nice little thing and change it to, it could be long text, it could be single line text, whatever you want. Cool. And then we've got status. So for this one, we can right click on it with an edit field and we can say publish, deny. And then guys, I've just deleted the status field. Now, if you wanted this to be something where you would have an approval system with Twitter, Facebook, what I would recommend that you do is have social media profile per tab. So this one would be article Twitter, right? I add a new one here, start from scratch. This would be article Facebook. Add a new one, article Instagram. And essentially I'd rename it here. Like, look, table 1 would be Twitter. Table 2 would be Instagram. And so on and so on. And essentially then what we will do, and I'll show you exactly why in a second. Okay, so look, Twitter, Instagram. I've added these two things. I come back over to the automation now. I click on plus. I go for Airtable. I go for create a record. I zoom in. I check this out. We'll wait for it. We'll hit the base. Now I'm going to build, what do we call this base? We can call it anything, right? So let's call this one build together blog and make it pink. Okay, awesome. Now look, I come back over to our automation. Just for the sake of finding it, I'm going to delete Airtable and bring him back in again. Okay, create a record. Sweet. We come over the base, build together blog. Now guys, check this out. So what would I do if this is the case? If I wanted to do an approval system, I would pick the table, which would be Twitter. I would select tweets. I would then duplicate, and then here, I'd select Twitter. Look at this. Result. Okay. Then, clone. Bring him here. Click on him. Instead of Twitter, I want Instagram. Right? And then essentially, I'd add it. Now, the reason you're seeing name, notes, ID is because I didn't add those fields in. But if I added the fields in, you would see, bam, bam, bam. Then essentially, guys, what that would do, what that would then do is basically you'd have an Airtable for each of the automations, and you'd rename them. You'd actually rename them, right? So you'd name this guy tweets with the emoji, so you could actually see which Airtable is responsible for what. That's good practice. Bam, 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 and that's it. And that's literally how you would do it. Then we'd add an approval. Now, if you want a video on that, let me know down below. I can show you how you can do that, automate it, and get flying. But for this video, guys, I'm just going to show you how you create it. Because I don't know if you want like a 15-hour video. So look, on Twitter, I want the result. On Facebook, I want the Facebook result. And that's it. That's literally it. And the article, I click on article. I come down all the way now to the bottom where I've got this URL. I could just put the title if I want to, or the URL, your call really. I click OK. Now what do I do? First of all, I need to rename him, okay? I'm gonna call him Table Boy. Is Table Boy the best name ever for a thing? It could be, right? Maybe it is. Maybe Table Boy is the best thing we could call him. He's gonna rage now and decide to not actually do anything about it. Call it Table. Oh my goodness, can I spell table? That's the real question. Call him, okay, he's Table Tennis Boy. There you go. Table Boy, clone him, bring him down. Table Boy, clone him, bring him down. Table Boy. There's something really satisfying, by the way, about cloning these guys and bringing it down. I think it just looks sick. Then, of course, we need to click on him because he's not going to have any of this stuff. And all we do then, guys, is look, replace the tweets, replace the Facebook. And we come down. We'll click on this guy, replace the tweets with tweets, and the Facebook with the Facebook. And then we click OK. And this guy here, exactly the same thing. This is starting to get a bit rhythmic, right? We kind of get into a little bit of a groove. Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, Twitter, and then finally Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, Twitter. Click on Twitter, boom, Facebook, boom, and you are seconds away now from completing this entire automation. Now look, now we go to Align, and congratulations, you just created the auto blog post to 50 social media posts. Would it be 50? Yeah. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, we've got Twitter. You could then add on top of that like Threads if you wanted to. We could add on top of that TikTok scripts if you follow on the other videos. I mean, like the platforms you could do with this are literally insane. And you're also not limited to 5 threads. Like some of these beastie articles could be 10. Then you've got 10 times set. I mean, it gets crazy, right? It gets really, really crazily out of control. Now look, essentially now, if I run this automation from the top, we will see in our build together database all these different things coming through, which will look phenomenal. Okay, look, so now let's do this. We hit run once, we come in, RSS feed to grab the article, HTTP has got it, then it's got the HTML from it. We've taken HTML to text. Anthropic Claude is working very hard for us in the background. Once again, we can use this lonely GPT down there if you want to. You want to save costs, that's absolutely cool. It's based on your preferences. Anthropic's working on it. Once it's done that, it's going to go through the JSON parser. Then it's going to go through our array aggregator, and then it's going to go through our mega system of agents, bots to run through and create something truly, truly spectacular, all culminating with the final output. Bam, here we go, look. This is really fun to watch. This is just cool to see. Tweets, Facebook, then going to Table Boy. Let's go over now and check. Because once this is done, there we go, guys. Check this out. Big news, Tesla shareholders. Glass Lewis recommends rejecting Elon Musk's $56 billion payday due to its excessive size and time-consuming projects. Is the pay package too generous? That's my tweet. Now I want a Facebook page. Breaking. Shareholders to vote on Elon Musk's $56 billion. And can you see how these are formatted, guys? Look at this. Emoji, word, text. Like, normally it does not get that right. Like, this is why Anthropic's so sick. It is more expensive. But again, play with different models, see what you think. And what do you think? What's your thoughts on Musk compensation? Justifiable reward or risky overreach? Drop your comments below. Loads of hashtags, guys. How insane is this? Then we come back over now to the automation. I zoom out and look, guys, every single one of them has been complete. I come back over, let's zoom out a little bit, get off, and there we are, guys. Can I zoom out? It's like an ongoing joke, right, with this. It's ridiculous. And there we go. Criticizing Musk's pay, shareholder split, and now we've got, guys, all these different things, all these different Facebook posts. We've got all these different things, all from one entire blog. Guys, I really hope you find this automation interesting. It was actually a request from a user in my community who wanted to know how to do it. I was also inspired by Andy O'Neill's post, so thank you, Andy, for the automation in the group. And wonderful, guys. Tomorrow, I might be going live here in the run-up to the school game. So if you want to support the channel, you want to help on the journey to get to Las Vegas, I would super appreciate you. Come over and say hello in the school community. But in any case, guys, let me know down below what you'd love to see in the next video. I really appreciate you. And with that in mind, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.